What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Triple H quarantining, Hulk Hogan is back for Wrestlemania, a champion's last Wrestlemania, Keith Lee sends out a heartfelt message to fans, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into the first story. Now, our first story looks at is Triple H under quarantine. Now, Triple H has been missing from this week's Raw and NXT, leading to speculation where the game has been, particularly in light of the stories of a COVID-19 outbreak in NXT. Meltzer reported on the situation in this week's Observer, noting, NXT had a COVID outbreak this past week. A number of people scheduled for the 17th March show were pulled, some for testing positive and some were being exposed to someone who had tested positive. The biggest name involved was Paul Levesque. His situation is being kept secretive, but it was said he was quarantining, but not that he has COVID. He missed Raw on 15th March and also wasn't at NXT on 17th March with Shawn Michaels and Brian James running the show. The WWE needs to tighten restrictions on its wrestlers and staff in terms of social distancing, especially since WrestleMania 37 is just 3 weeks away. If nothing else, they need to stop having interaction between NXT and the main roster, as the black and gold brand seems to be a constant source of COVID cases. Next up, future WWE Hall of Famer working last match at Mania. The speculation that future WWE Hall of Famer Daniel Bryan's WrestleMania match could be his last in the company. Bryan, who is challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at Fastlane, recently remarked on SmackDown that WrestleMania 37 might be his last. This led to speculation by Dave Meltzer saying, Bryan said that this very well could be his last WrestleMania, unless he's letting his contract run out at the end of this year and leaving. So I don't see any way that's possible, because even a part-time Bryan would be part of Mania shows for years to come. But he said if this is his last one, and he never actually said for sure it was, he's giving it everything, he's got to be in the main event. Bryan is the type of wrestler who always gives everything he's got, whether he's trying to get Drew Gulak over or working his final match. Since Bryan's contract reportedly ends in September 2021, he may be preparing for retirement. However, will he stay retired, and if he does come back, will it be somewhere besides the WWE? Next up, Hulk Hogan is back hosting Wrestlemania. The WWE has announced that WWE icon Hulk Hogan is scheduled to co-host Wrestlemania 37 alongside Titus O'Neil. WWE.com made the announcement just an hour ago. Hulk Hogan has said he wants to end his wrestling career in the WWE, and at one point there was talk of Hogan entering and winning the Andrade the Giant Memorial Battle Royal last year. That didn't happen thanks to the pandemic, but it's unknown whether the WWE plans on running the Battle Royal this year. Also, interesting choice that they would choose Titus O'Neil to co-host with him. I'm not taking anything away from Titus O'Neil, he'll be a great host. But WWE is really trying hard to show that Hogan has turned over a new leaf. Next up, WrestleMania 37 doesn't sell out. And speaking of this year's showcase of the Immortals, it looks like the show wasn't a sellout when tickets went on sale, despite this being the WWE's flagship show and the first live event since 2020's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Dave Meltzer recently commented on ticket sales saying, after 7 hours of tickets being on sale, ticket sales for both nights look similar. There were a lot of the most expensive ringside tickets left for both nights, but they are priced at $2,000 and up for each night. Most sections in front of the hard camera were sold out, while few sections behind the hard camera were, but it's not like there were a ton of seats left. I'd call sales solid, even good, but it wasn't an instant sellout even with only 25,000 seats being put up. So the idea that the pent-up demand would sell it out instantly wasn't the case. But perhaps the 19th March first day of public sale will result in the rest of the available seats going fast. Meltzer also talked about the safety protocols in place, saying seating is being done by pods, which would have 1 to 6 people in them. There will be social distancing, masks are required except when eating or drinking, there will be temperature checks at the door, cashless concessions, and mobile ticketing. It sounds like ticket sales are strong enough that the Raymond James Stadium will be full of enough fans to make this year's show a welcome change from WrestleMania 36 at the empty Performance Center. Next up, Keith Lee sends a heartfelt message to fans. Keith Lee has been gone from the WWE for several weeks, but that doesn't mean he's forgotten about his fans. Lee recently took to Twitter letting them know, "I hear many of you, I see many of the messages. One day I will explain it all for the ones true to me. For now, know that I more than appreciate the continued support, and when I return, it will be filled with all the love I have for those that represent this legion." The Limitless One's main roster run seemed to hit a speed bump before he disappeared from television, and with any luck, the time off will give the WWE a better idea of how to push him, utilizing his many talents in the ring. Next up, Andrade preparing for a post-WWE career. Now, recent actions suggest that Andrade has done more than ask for his WWE release. Meltzer remarked he had trademarked the name La Sombra for the US, so it does seem like his goal is to use that name. It's a weird deal, but he had so much potential 7 years to be a Mil Mascara style masked superstar, but that's probably never happening because to be that person, you really have to hit it big in your 20s. He can't work without a mask in CMLL, since he lost his mask before he went to WWE, actually because he went to WWE. Next up, a female member joining the Hurt Business. Could the rumors of a female superstar joining the Hurt Business be true? Well, recent social media posts suggest that MVP may finally have a badass female joining the WWE's prestigious faction, something that's been talked about over the last few months, but which hasn't happened. Recently, Bobby Lashley shared an inspirational post that MVP sent him, saying, "The real flex is how many people's lives you can positively impact." Naomi responded, "You needed to flex this way then." And Naomi's career could greatly benefit from a heel turn and membership in the Hurt Business if it's handled as well as the rest of the Hurt Business's pushes have gone. Do you think Naomi should join the Hurt Business? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, why a planned RVD Stephanie McMahon romance angle fizzled out. Rob Van Dam has had a successful WWE career, at one point even winning the Money in the Bank briefcase and cashing it in to win the championship. However, did you know that WWE originally wanted him to work a storyline romance with Stephanie McMahon when he first entered the WWE? He explained this on the Dropkick podcast, saying, "Something that's come to mind is when I first got there, they wanted me to do a bit of a romance angle with Stephanie and myself, and my evil ex was like the most insecure bitch on the planet, and I was thinking, oh my god, this is gonna cost me so much grief at home. We had a talk, me and Stephanie, and she said, just think of this like you're an actor. I was like, that's cool, except you call me Joe Blow because I've been Rob Van Dam for the last 10 years. Well, the wrestling world is full of stories of jealous partners reacting negatively to romance angles, as well as storyline affairs of the heart turning into real-life romances, as what happened to Stephanie McMahon and Triple H when they worked together. Mr. Monday Night said he's also working on a podcast and even revealed its name. I'm preparing to start streaming on 1 or 2 platforms. It's called RV Theology. It's incredible how many wrestlers are hosting podcasts, but even more incredible how fans can't get enough of them. But there you have it, folks, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.